So turning 50 cents into essentially about $120 profit if they both sell. And I think they probably will. There's some watchers on the Lily Pulitzer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it'll be fine. So, we can't do this because it's taken. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. My name is Kevin and we are in the eBay cave today. And we had a pretty good day of sales. We look like we've sold over $300 worth. There's a couple sales from last time I checked and we were already over 300, and I think I'll wait till tomorrow to ship those two. But we had a great item sale that we made a bunch of money on, and it was a piece of clothing. And I want to have Blue Ridge Mama down. She said that when that thing sold, she said, I'm talking about that thing on the video. So she's going to come down here in a minute. We'll put that in this video, and you can see what she sold because she found it, she listed it, and she sold it. And she does that a lot, but she usually does that from items from thrift stores. She doesn't usually do that from yard sale items because she doesn't go yard sailing, maybe once or twice a year. And she did go out in the summertime with me, and that item sold, and she is really proud of it, and she should be. She was killing it that day. So, anyway, we'll bring her down, and sometimes, y'all, it pays to wait. This is an item, I don't know if we've dropped the price on this item at all since it was listed in the summertime, and it sold for full price. I usually don't do best offer on very many items at all. I just kind of set them and forget them. Occasionally, I'll do a best offer on a particular type of item, but not all the time. So this one we didn't do that. She tends to ask for a little bit more money than I ask for, so her items tend to take a little longer to sell, and that's fine, but she gets the money. And occasionally I got to sneak in there and I got to lower the price a little bit. But at any rate, they're out there working on that Commonwealth cabin right now. Travis and Lisa, if I got that right, I got to remember these names. And so hopefully more and more every day it's getting ready. I think they're getting close to finishing the mudding and fixing the drywall a little bit and getting it all straight. And the paint will go up next, and then the flooring, and then we'll work on storage after that. So hopefully we get out there sooner rather than later, and you can join us out there. All right, so let's take a look at what's sold. I bought a bunch of video games in a lot from a lady who was closing down her yard sale a few months ago, and she hadn't sold much of anything all day, and so I got a pretty good deal on it. I think we ended up paying like probably 67 cents a piece when we lotted them all together. Wasn't an amazing deal, but I was happy because I was going to do an experiment in the antique booths, and I've started that experiment. This was in there, and I was debating whether I'd put this in the booth or not. There's nobody in these antique booths that do video games, and I've usually taken my excess video games. When I buy video games in lots, I'll take the ones that can sell, and I sell them on eBay. And there's a couple things you can do. Most resellers just lot the other games up and sell them off in a big giant lot, and they're not getting much money for them. So I figured I could get just a little bit more and not have to do all the listing and not have any risk at all if I take them to the local shop here and just cash them out. I don't get much money for them, but it enables me to buy games in bulk and get better prices on the games that aren't as good. So that's typically what I've done. And then I thought, you know what? They're paying me nothing for these things. You know, some of these games I'm getting like $1 for, or even less for some of these really bad titles. It's like, you know what? I'm going to put $2 on them or $3 on them, and I'm going to put them in the antique booth. And I've done that, and slowly but surely they've been selling out of there. And my hope is, since I'm the only one doing it right now, unless somebody's out there watching this video going to steal my idea, if I'm the only one selling them in there, then people will know. Some people in there will be like, whoever bought them will be like, hey, I'm going to go back and check that place because my prices are cheaper than some of these video game places around here, and they're certainly cheaper than eBay. And it's a way for me to discard kind of sports titles, bad titles that aren't worth listing, that aren't even worth lotting together, and just put them in there and see what happens. And so far I've been pretty pleased with it. So I think it'll get better over time when I have repeat customers in there. So we'll see. I might even do that with like PS1 systems and things like that, see how it works. Tomb Raider is not the best title, and this isn't even in the greatest condition. $8.10 free shipping, and I figured this is about what, you know, I might put $3 in it in the booth, or I can sell it on eBay and get the same amount. So I think that's what we decided to do. Xbox One in the eBay store, and it was a good price. Probably should have bumped it up a little bit more than this, but I'll take it. All right, the golf club head covers, and I don't think I'm keeping track of this. I can't remember. I got to look and see what I'm keeping track of anymore. Paid $250 for, actually I think I am. I'm gonna have to write this down. $250 for the entire lot of golf stuff. The 4 brand new golf bags and the golf club head covers. And I haven't listed that many of the head covers. I've listed the putter head covers and maybe a few other ones. And I think this is the first head cover to sell. And this one sold for $15. $15. So you figure you'll put this in, it'll be under 4 ounces. It'll go in a poly bag. It will be about $2 in fees, maybe $2.50, let's say, and it'll be $2.50 in shipping. So let's just say we're in it for $6, which we're not. It's a $9 profit off of a zero sum, so $9. We paid $250 for everything at that golf course, and that included 4 brand new bags. So let's take a look at so far how much money we've made on that. Now I've got 4 bags and I've got hundreds of club head covers. So $250 total investment, and in 2 sales we're back at $118. So we got a long way to go before we recoup our money, but we have a ton of stuff to sell. All right, we had like 60 of these things. I've listed them all. I listed them all one morning sitting here. I just sat in the front room, watched a little Perry Mason, and listed, and then I don't know what comes on after Perry Mason, but it's bad. Matlock or something, I don't know. Something that was so bad that it was easy for me just to rattle them off, and I listed a ton, and I did it fast. I mean, I was listing in, I don't know, maybe one every 2 minutes, and that's really good when you're making $3 or $4 a piece. And I've already made my money back and made a couple $100 profit, maybe $150, $200 profit on these already in some giant lots. And so these are going to be one-offs, and this one sold for $12.80 plus shipping. So that's a good one. This one's going to be a nice little $10 profit, and we had like 60 of them. So the last one I think was like $4 profit. All right, if you've been around a while, you saw the yard sale. I bought all those DVDs, and we have made a bunch of money on those DVDs. And these were the last 2 of the History Channel sets, and they sold for $17.81 plus shipping. I gave somebody a discount because they bought both. This kind of shirt used to sell for a lot more, and we used to pick them up at Goodwill all the time. It's a classic fit Ralph Lauren XL, and it's in pretty good condition. Looks really nice. Some interesting colors. It only sold for $16.41, and it is a total of $4 into it. So not much here. We're looking at about a $6.50 to $7 profit, probably about $6.50. So not a great profit, but not bad. $6.50 is probably worth it. You know, I don't do all the measurements on these shirts. You know, most people, they're XL, Ralph Lauren, they don't need measurements, and I've never had many, you know, troubles with this. But some things we do measurements on, a lot of them we don't. We're not professional clothing sellers, and you know, if you want to see somebody who really does clothing right, if you don't know Hart Pickers, you need to check out Ronnie Hart. He's like the pro's pro. You ought to check his channel out. All right, here is another one of these. This is the F111 Aardvark. This one sold for $9.41 free shipping. So free shipping on this, you figure, I don't know, about 8, looking at $2.75, we'll call it 3. It's about $5.25, $5.25 profit. Here's a Liberty University shirt, 71. You see on a lot of these shirts, it's the year the university started, and it's just a sponsored shirt. Looks like a basketball shirt because it has the basketball arena on it. And this one is a size large, and it sold for $10. And so you figure you're into something like this for $1, which a lot of times we're into it a lot less. You're making about $5 profit. A lot of people are like, why in the world are you selling these things? And I get it. I buy these for $10. I buy them 75% off when I can get them. Last year I couldn't get very many. The year before I could get a bunch. And this one sold for $39 plus shipping. And this is the last one I have. So we bought the perfect amount last year. And, well, I probably would have bought more if they had them. And it sold. So I went back to, I usually, we're in Walmart all the time because there's not too many places to shop around here. We live out in the boonies. And asked the lady who works in the back, the area where they have the Christmas stuff. And I've kind of gotten to know her over the years because I've bought so much stuff there. And I said, hey, when are you guys going 75% off? Because it usually doesn't last very long. First I had to check if there was many left, and there was. There's about 30 left. And I said, when are you going 75% off? She said, tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow morning. I said, okay. So hopefully by the next time you see me, I will have bought maybe 15 or 20 of these. So, I mean, if we pay $10 and they're selling for $40, it's not a terrible profit. You're looking at probably about a $22 to $24 profit, depending on how much money you're making off shipping. Too much shipping is a lot of fees and all that. So let's say it's a $24 profit. That's pretty good. You buy 20 of those and you're lucky enough to sell them all off. I mean, that pays for your Christmas gifts for your kids for the year. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough outlay. I found that the white ones with colors kind of do okay. I don't know. I don't know that I'd want to suggest it for some of y'all and have you stuck with quantity and such big items. But it's something to think about. All right, I think this is the very last one we had, Ramp B. If you've been watching the show for a while, you've seen my wife was smart enough. I was like, oh, we got to get rid of this toy. It didn't work. We bought it at the Goodwill. And she's like, no, I think we're going to sell it off. I'm like, it's not going to sell. She said, yeah, well, we'll part it out. I'm like, okay. She sold like 10 of these ramps for $10 a piece, making like $5.50, $6 a piece on the ramps. And I mean, she probably made $50 on this thing parting it out, and it was pretty easy. So kudos to her. Speaking of parting something out here, you've heard me either buy or talk about or maybe even seen me buy the ab loungers, those big blue things where you do your crunches on, and they have like a canvas cover on them, and then they have 2 bungees off of them. Well, the bungees sell really well. So if you can buy those things up for like $5, maybe even $10, although it's kind of a bit of trouble. I usually bring a screwdriver with me and a wrench, and I can get in there and I can just take it apart fairly quickly and fold it up and put it in my trunk or put it in the back of the truck and then take it home. And usually what I do, the first thing I do is I take these little screws. I think Ab Lounge 2 and the Ab Lounge Sports have these screws. I don't think all of them have these little screws. But if they have the little screws, I take them out of the handles at the top and I list them. And I think I'm the only person out there doing this. So until this video goes out, of course. And I list them for $7.99, and sometimes they're long tail, and these sold. So $7.99, I paid, this last one I bought was on a private pick. And this private pick video is probably going to be on Commonwealth Flipper. And I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. Probably going to put it over there. Haven't even made the video yet. And I bought one of these ab loungers for $5. And I took it apart, and I am going to sell the bungees. I haven't listed them yet. I did list these really quick because I had an old listing. I just added a quantity to it. Actually, I think I had an old listing quantity had run out, and I just re-upped it. And these sold within a day. And they only sold for $8. But, you know, that's $4 profit right there. I paid $5 for the whole machine. So now I've paid $1 for that machine. I'll make $25 off the bungees. And I'll probably make $15 profit off of the canvas cover. So I'm going to make $40 off that machine. I've taken it apart. I just took that to the dump down there and put it in the metal area. So that's all I did. So that's a good little idea if you ever come across those ab loungers, especially ones that have good bungees and have these little knobs. You can, even if you just take the bungees off of it and the knobs off of it and forget the rest of it, because it takes a little time to take the canvas off of it. Just take the knobs and take the bungees and throw the rest in the recycle or throw it in the garbage or whatever you want to do. Just those 2 things right there will make you a $25 profit. Is that worth it to take this big old thing and throw it in a truck? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. To me it is. It's easy. Easy money. I've bought those things before and stripped them and thrown them away before I ever got home on a Saturday before. So anyway, something to think about. All right, Blue Ridge Mama, she had a day today. So these look like girls' shoes. I don't think these are Reagan's. I should probably know that. I don't think they are. New Balance, she probably bought them at the Goodwill. $19.95, $2.70 or plus shipping. $19.95 plus shipping. So if they're at the Goodwill, our Goodwill for kids' shoes are $2. So she made about $15, $50, $16 on those. All right, I got a special guest down here in the cave tonight. We were able, well, I don't know, do I want to tell a story? You want to tell a story? All right, you tell a story. She doesn't get to go out doing too much sourcing with me other than to, like, Goodwill and stuff. She doesn't go to too many yard sales.
I don't do that with you hardly ever either. Mostly by myself.
She doesn't like to wake up that early in the morning. Plus, somebody's got to watch the kids. All right, but we had a chance to go out together a couple times this year. And we were pretty lucky both times. So why don't you tell them about it?
This was at like a multi-community kind of yard sale, but it was in a business parking lot, I think. And he, of course, when we go out, he runs off and does his own little thing. And I am not like a huge yard sale person. I prefer Goodwill because I hate asking people how much do they want for it and making the deals and that kind of stuff. But I tend to always like go to stuff he's not interested in anyway, clothing and that kind of thing. I always look for, because I have like twice hit up, you know, just the best lot of kids clothes that's like brand new and stuff. So I'm looking for that kind of thing. Yeah. Too. But they had a huge pile of clothes on a tarp in the parking lot, and I literally went over and picked up 2 items that were just inches away from each other. One was a Lily Pulitzer top that I have listed for a pretty good amount, and the other was this pair of
$75 for that Lily Pulitzer.
Vintage Harley Davidson, and they are full length bibbed overalls. So
in pretty good shape too,
yeah,
really.
They are.
But they're definitely old.
Yeah. So I quickly looked those up, and they were selling for a nice little profit too. So
what was the price?
25 cents.
25 cents
for any piece of clothing there.
So she bought the first 2 things she pulled off this pile, and I was digging through the clothes. There wasn't that much. I bought a set of phones there that I sold for probably $50. They were really nice in the package, and I was just like, I was killing it there. And she comes and says, what do you think about these things? And I'm like, I just dug through 17 piles of clothes over here and found nothing. And these 2 things she finds on top of the pile.
Yeah, I went to the very end where nobody was, and it was kind of like the discarded
So have we told them what it sold for?
No.
$64.95. So a quarter into $64.95. And
like
we're not telling Blue Ridge Granny. So if you hear this, you're not getting a commission on top of the babysitting fee. But we appreciate that much.
No,
what,
that
she
was
wasn't
your
here?
mom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Commonwealth Grammy was out here babysitting. Actually, she wasn't doing much babysitting.
My mom's not going to babysit that early morning either, unless they have spent the night beforehand.
And the Lily Pulitzer is still out there. So sometimes, y'all, it pays to wait. We just listed those. Did you list these or did I?
I listed
I think
them.
you listed it. And the Lily Pulitzer is still out there as well, I think for $75. So turning 50 cents into essentially about $120 profit if they both sell. And I think they probably will. There's some watchers on the Lily Pulitzer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, give me 5. So, we can't do this because it's taken.
Blow it up.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Rally
Roots. This is what Rally Roots does.
I'm
Allie,
blow it up, though.
and I'm Ryan, and we're Rally Roots. Rally, Ryan, and Allie.
Well, we're Heaven.
Heaven?
Heather and Kevin.
Oh gosh, that's all. Thank y'all for joining us, and as we move through the month of January here, hopefully get closer and closer. My goal is to be in the Commonwealth cabin and making it functional and working by the end of January. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for commenting. Get a lot of great comments. Get to know a lot of you out there. We really appreciate it. And thanks so much for giving this video a thumbs up. Y'all are great, and we will see you tomorrow.